Check out these low bar scar wounds. Battle wounds. That's what a low bar scar will do to you. Especially shirtless. That's pretty badass though. I like it, personally. Yes, sir. So this is an interesting little story. I've been eating about one junk fast food type of meal a day lately because I've been moving. Now that's normal, that happens when you move. But this has been going on for about I think this might be the 3rd week of it. So it's finally beginning to catch up to me. Now last week I had good workouts regardless. I pulled 500 for a couple of reps, squatted 435 for a couple of reps, bench 355. So a lot of it was just all mental and pushing through it. However, this week I think it finally caught up to me when I went into squat heavy and 405 started feeling heavy. So I got under 455, which has been in the bag for a long time, expecting to do 465, 475, and I had to dump it. Come on. So you saw me smiling at the end there. I just laughed it off. It wasn't a big deal to me because I knew it was bound to happen just from not eating. So it wasn't a big deal. I knew I'd just eat, get back on track, and try again next week. So I started documenting my eating that whole entire day for you guys, showing you how I'm going to gain my appetite back because my appetite's completely gone now. And then the squat rack started staring at me. So I was like, you know what? I'm already warmed up. Let me just try 315 for a couple of reps just to see what it feels like to squat in my new home gym. I didn't even have a shirt on. I was ready to go take a shower. That's how impromptu this was. 315 felt fine, so I was like, you know what? Let me slap on another 45. Let me just see what squatting big weight feels like in my new home gym. I was all excited. That went well, so I was like, screw it. Let's try 455. Okay, so it's been established. You must now be able to squat this much weight to use this rack here at my house. Little 455 PR, but don't really take it with a grain of salt, guys. This 455 rep was very impromptu and very ugly. Next week will be my official squat PR week. I'll make sure I'm well fed for it. And then I want to aim for a 465, 475. And make sure they come up clean. I mean, my 445 squat went up way faster than this. So, obviously, I think just the fact that I haven't eaten and that I just came from the gym kind of came into play here. What gave me the mental energy to burst through this? I don't know. Perhaps it was that one extra shake I had in between. I mean, it was a little more calories than I had previously at the gym. And the fact that I had already kind of failed at the gym. So in my head, I was kind of like, F it, I have nothing to lose. Therefore, put no pressure on myself. Therefore, didn't think about it at all and just did it. So, I don't know, that's pretty cool. It is nice to at least know that this squat station is good to go for heavy lifts. Yeah, buddy. So now we're going to take the deadlift platform for a little test drive for the first time also. Nothing really big planned with the deadlift today. Just planning on doing just a couple of low rep sets, lightweight, just to keep, basically keep my momentum, keep my form, keep my technique on point, make it a habitual. Just keep it consistent, basically. And then later on, go for a little deadlift PR, like later on in the week or next week probably when I go for my real PR week. But, I just want to stay consistent and I want to keep that deadlift motion fresh and habitual in my head. So practice, practice, practice. And I actually did just put on my Anis. I began doing my first set with 135 barefoot. And the thing I've been noticing lately that I think will also help my deadlift form conventionally, since I've been trying to clean it up, is I used to deadlift barefoot all the time. Now, obviously, Ani shoes are 4mm soles. They're basically barefoot. They're like deadlift slippers, except they're shoes, so you can wear them around. But I've also found that deadlifting barefoot, for me, it may not be the same for you, kind of prompts me to want to hook my toes into the ground a little bit, and then that prompts me to lean forward a little bit more. So these shoes, they do allow an open toe sweep for natural toe movement, but at the same time, just the constriction of the overall shoe, I feel like, kind of closes my toes up and prompts me to sit back at my heels just a little bit more. It's a very slight, minute detail that many of you may not even notice or care about, but it's just a little thing I found for myself. So, if you guys want to check out the Ani shoes, the high tops are in. I'm waiting for mine to come in now. They're in the info box below, and NWB is a discount code, but It's just a badass weightlifting shoe. I mean, whatever you want to use, use. Little difference too to notice, guys, because I'm fluffy as hell. Gonna start cutting down to 180 and hang around that weight class, obviously, after this cycle. But you can see, like, yeah, I'm a little bloated, I'm a little fluffy. But it's not like a gut yet. However, when I deadlift, you want to breathe into your stomach and expand it out as tight as you can, especially against your belt. So that's the gut you guys only see in comment on when I deadlift. Fun fact. I also want to point out that all I did at the gym was basically warm up on squats and then attempt at 455. And after I failed it, I just left the gym. So this isn't overtraining or anything like that because I literally didn't get a workout in at the gym. All I did was pretty much warm up to my heavy sets on squats and then fail my one heavy set. So that's the reason for actually doing this full-on workout here in the basement, and it ended up being pretty successful. It saved the day. Alright family, so that's it for deadlifts. Notice a couple of little things. I ended, first off, workout wise, I ended with 405 versus a couple of beltless sets. I didn't really want to go any heavier with this setup here. So I decided to just do a couple of low rep sets, beltless, just to work on technique. And I mean, to put it into perspective for you, you saw me do 500 for a couple of reps last week, so I'm definitely just keeping it very low volume with deads today. Working on technique, but here's what I have to fix. I realized, note to self. This matting here is way softer than I anticipated. Now it works footing wise. Like, you don't see any footprints in there. Obviously I hit the squat just fine with perfect stability. When you start putting some heavy metal weights on it, it really sinks down. See that? And when that happens, it creates a groove that the weights want to sink into and stay in. And because of that, it becomes really hard when you line up to the bar and you want to pull the bar towards you a little bit to put it in a position. It becomes really hard to actually do that. And that can be a little bit dangerous because if you're pulling with the bar outside of its bar path, that can lead to some injuries. So what I'm going to do, I decided, I mean, this is a test drive after all, is, I gotta pull this away from the wall a little bit, is just I'm gonna cut this section of the mat off on both sides and install another layer of wood there so it's flush with the matting in the center. It'll basically look just like any Olympic lifting platform you've ever seen, but that'll allow the weights to roll around more freely and it won't affect the bar path at all. So I really didn't want to, that's why I kind of stopped at 405. I really didn't want to try pulling any more weight when I didn't have the freedom to kind of set the bar in the position you need to be in. I didn't want it to risk the bar rolling away from me back into those divots as I go to pull it. But either way though, I'm happy. I mean, as you can see, it's a great platform for standing on. I can pull with good form, get my feet sunk into the ground hard. So no complaints there. We'll change the landing for the weights and we're good to go. And the squat platform is completely A-okay. Very successful squatting, so I mean, I'm happy. This home gym went better than I actually anticipated it would. And I didn't even plan to work out in it today. Very happy. The very successful home gym. Thus far. More to go, of course. More to improve on it, but got a good, solid workout in it.